What's up, guys? GGFOREX here, and yes, I am back. I know it's got to be about 3 months since my last video. I'm not dead. I haven't vanished. I am here. I just went through some stuff. All right, went for a breakup, had some health issues. I'm all in the clear. I'm good to go. But I was a bit like meh on making content. It just wasn't about it. All I was doing was just focusing on teaching my students, giving everything I had to them, and I kind of just left the whole YouTube thing alone for a few months. So I do apologize for that. So now I'm basically going to update you, keep you in a loop, teach you how, or show you what I've kind of been teaching my students in how to manage the whole funding side of things. And I have shared this on my Instagram or my socials somewhere. Anyway, the link to them is down below. I have been keeping up to date with the socials. I haven't been going completely cold turkey on everything. I have been posting regular stuff on there. Just YouTube's been, I've not been feeling it. I haven't had the Vavavoom to make content, but I'm back. I've got the Vavavoom. I'm doing good. My team's doing good. Everything's good. So I'm going to show you what I've done today after this. But what I want to do now is talk to you about potentially going for the cheapest challenge on any prop firm and using that to fund the other ones, right? But you buy 2 at a time, and let me explain. Here we go. So rather than traditionally buying, let's say you want to buy a $100,000 account, right? It's roughly 500 quid average across most prop firms. That's the usual step you go to get funded, right? Which is fine. Been there, done that. But what I was learning with my students is the mindset to that money. Like, I know it takes me a long time. I bash my students' heads in with a brick half the time, multiple times a week, because we do live calls every week, right? I bash their heads in with a brick, in teaching them how to, or showing them and giving them examples and how to develop their mindset in order to give them the best success possible. So one thing that they were struggling with that I tried to combat was when they pay 500 quid or $500 or $700 to get a $100,000 account, the stress of losing that $500 is massive, right? Because you're like, oh no, this is my last 500 for whatever reason. Everyone's in a different boat. 500 could be a lot for some people. 500 could just be a bottle of wine for someone else, right? Everyone's in different circles, but I'm just going on the majority, right? You're in Forex to make money. You invested 500 quid into a challenge, and now you've got the pressure of, trying to pass that challenge before maybe a time limit, 30 days average. But either way, you've got the pressure of passing a challenge so you can potentially not lose that 500 quid, right? So when you're starting out, this is really hard to master, especially for beginners, right? It still is hard to master mindset-wise on loss and pain and pain avoidance for intermediate traders. So I was like, okay, how can I help people not care about whether they win or not? And the simple answer was just half the challenge, right? So rather than doing $100,000, do 2 $10,000 accounts or 1 $10,000 account. Work your way up. Yes, it takes longer, but it makes more sense, right? Because if I want a $100,000 account, what I will do is I'll get a 10K account, right? Which is probably like 80 quid to 130 quid, right? And then I'll use that, pass it, because I'm less emotionally attached to the 80 quid or 130 quid. I say 80 quid because that's the rough cost for a True Forex Funds account, and 130 quid is the cost for an FTMO account, right? So I'm just going to say 80 quid, right? Because that's the ones I prefer to do with True Forex Funds rather than FTMO. I'll get into that in another video if you want to go into it. Just give me a link down or message down below and I'll explain what I mean. But getting back to the point, a 10K is what? 80 quid. That's a tank of fuel. You put that in your car every week, right? A tank of fuel, 80 quid, boom. So you're going to spend that money anyway. So it's kind of already a massive mindset switch, and you going, well, it's only 80 quid, whatever. It is what it is. So rather having that mindset than putting 500 quid in and being like, oh no, now I can't afford, if I fail this, I can't afford to fill up my car for the next month. You know what I mean? So it's that mindset switch of, oh my God, I need to pass, to, I don't care what happens next. Trusting the process, right? I teach my team all the time, trust the process. It's really hard to trust the process, I get it, when you're so scared of losing that money you've invested into taking a challenge. Because you might have the skills down, you might have the strategy down, you might be consistent on a demo, you might be passing the free FTMO trials to prove that you can You can pass their challenge in their time restraints with their rules, right? You can do all that. But when it comes to you putting 500 quid into a challenge, then all that gets a bit wobbly. I've seen it again and again and again. So when I tell them to put 10K in and then pass, that's fine, right? The mindset of taking trades then without hesitation or fear is minimized. It's not gone, it's still there, but it's minimized to give them the freedom to place trades, right? The aim in this game is to have swings. You don't know what's going to happen on the next. You could lose 3 trades in a row, right? And there's not one person watching this video that hasn't hesitated about taking a 4th trade or hasn't related back to those 3 losing trades. Oh, what about this trade? This might have the same. Even though it's a completely unique event, each trade is a completely unique event. Your brain connects patterns, right? It's what it does. Your brain is a pattern thing. So, well, you just lost 3 in a row, so odds of you losing this one in a row, this one next, is higher. It's not. It's still 50-50, right? You have a weighted coin. You flip it. The outcome is predicted to be on the weighted side. Let's just say it's heads. But there's still a chance of it landing on tails, right? And that's what you need to understand. So it's a lot easier to think of probabilities with less money in the line. And when you do a 10K, 80 quid, tank of fuel, that's how I explain it. That's how they see it, right? A tank of fuel, you care less, right? You're going by the process, not by the outcome. And that is the biggest thing about trading. You go by the process, not the outcome, right? And then when you do want a 100K challenge, right? You pass your 10K, let's assume you do. You pass your 10K, then you get your 10% payout or whatever. Now you've got 800 quid back, right? Of your 80-20 split. Then you take that 800 and put 500 into a 100K challenge. Now you've bagged 300 quid for yourself, spend it on whatever, food, fuel, whatever, right? And now you've got 500 quid that you've invested into a 100K challenge, right? But you no longer have the fear of losing 500 quid because it's money you never had anyway. 1, it's a tax write-off. 2, it was never yours anyway. You just reinvest in the profits. So now when you take the 100K challenge, you don't care, oh, that's a hard-earned money I used to pay for a challenge. No, it isn't. It's trading money. Trading is a business. You reinvest your profits and scale it up. So hopefully this sort of video makes sense to you guys. If you're struggling to pass a 100K challenge, try and do it on a 10K instead and see how you get on. Mindset is a massive thing. Huge. Like the strategy I teach my team, you could probably learn it in a day, perfect it in a week. And then the biggest hurdle and struggle you're going to have is your own mindset. You're going to try and find issues. It can't be this simple. It actually is. Okay? It actually is that simple. Right? But yeah, so sorry I've been away for some time. I'm sorted now. I've done it. I'm manned up. And I'm moving on. I'm out. You should be seeing weekly videos now. I said that before, but then some stuff happened. But I'm single now. So life goes on. I hope you haven't missed me too much. Sorry for being away. Love you all. Hopefully this video has made sense. And if you want to join the GGFOREX Facebook group, the link is down there. But yeah, so guys, hope this helped. See you soon.